Hello YouTube, what's going on? Today we'll be dive deep into the very interesting chart of Franco Moschino. Those of you who follow my Instagram know that I have just posted about it. And today we will be going a little bit from a different perspective. I have shown you my main highlights in the Instagram, but here I will be showing you a few additional points. And I have rearranged the slides so you can get a little bit another perspective. And as usual, if you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you want to be notified about similar videos or live streams in the future, please subscribe and hit that bell notification. And I say that we will start with definitions today. So because there are many Hermetic Vedic terms which can make this this presentation a little bit hard to digest. So I will try to very shortly explain a few Vedic terms, and I hope that this will also make it more available also for the beginners. So we will go through a few basic terms, and then we will go through the chart of Franco Moschino. Okay, so here we have the few terms, very important terms, and all these terms, they are coming from this analysis. Of course, it is these points or these terms, this philosophy, which are related to these concepts. This is very broad, so I'm not delusional to hope that we will explain it fully in this very short presentation. But I hope to give you some basic insight what these terms mean or what they could refer to. So these are the words I'm using in the analysis, and not everybody knows what they mean. So this will be my explanation of these words. So first is Yuti. This is the conjunction two or more planets in one sign. So basically, when we are having our horoscope, when we have our chart, then they are 12 houses. And in these 12 houses, we have 12 signs. There are 9 planets there. So these planets, their position depends on, of course, of our birth data and on our birth time. So the ascendant will depend on the time when we are born, and the position of planets will specifically be related to the time in the year and so on. And the specific time will also set the planets in our birth chart in very specific positions. And these positions will then form some relationship between the planets. For example, the planets can be together. The planets may have some aspects when they are in specific distance from each other. The planets can exchange the houses, and all these relationship between the planets, they are very important, and they have some meaning, which we then interpret as karma, events, or something which is related to our psychology, or also events in our life. So we need to first be sure what are the various relationship between the planets. So basically this is called sambandha, and there are 4 such important relationship. One is parivartana. So this is when the planets are exchanging the houses or exchanging the sign. This is a little bit advanced to explain, but this is the first one. The second one is Yuti, which is the conjunction. Conjunction means that there are 2 planets in one house, basically, or in one sign. In Vedic astrology, the signs and houses are, one sign is one full house, so there is no problem to discriminate between the 2. So the conjunction is when we have the 2 planets in one sign or in one house. Then there is a Rajayoga also. We are saying Rajayoga. Rajayoga are many combinations for success. So when we are reading Parashara or Sharavali or Varahamihira or Jataka Parijata, Sarvarta Chintamani, all the classics of Vedic astrology, they all are saying about the Raja Yoga. What are the combinations for success? This is Raja Yoga. Or we also have Daridra Yoga. What are the combinations for failure or penury or financial issues, right? So there are many combinations. There are also many types of Raja Yoga. There is Raja Yoga, which means that you are gaining success, but there is also, for example, something which is a Raja Sambandha Yoga, which means that you are associating with the influential people. For example, if Amatyakaraka is with Atmakaraka, or when Amatyakaraka is in the 10th house, these are all combinations which are in the category of Raja Sambandha Yoga, which means that you are associating with very influential people. So Raja Yoga, normally the most basic Raja Yogas in the chart is with the Kendra Lord and Trikona Lords when they are joined. So I am explaining in the next slides what these are, but this is this. Now the Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka. These are Atmakaraka. Atma means the soul and Karaka is the significator. So Atmakaraka is the planet which signifies the soul. And this is the planet with the highest degree in the chart. Okay, so we have 9 bodies. They are loosely called planet. In Vedic terms, we call it graha, from grahana, which means eclipse something. So the grahas, these bodies, are eclipsing our mind, right? When the dasha or the time of the planet is coming in our life, then we are influenced very heavily by these planets. Therefore, they say that they are influencing our mind, our whole life, right? So therefore, this grahana, this can be a little bit negative concept from this point of view. So we try to get out of the grahana, which is the spiritual pursuit. So how to get away from that external influence. So Atmakaraka is the planet with the highest degrees. Amatyakaraka is the second one in the order of degrees. So Atmakaraka is the planet which defines our soul. To be more precise, our spirit, which is something between our soul and our mind. And Amatyakaraka is the planet which is showing the career life from perspective of our soul. So for example, when Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka, when these 2 planets are together, then it means that the person is very much dedicated to the work, right? Because the soul, which is Atmakaraka, its direction is to the Amatyakaraka, which is defining the soul. Then we have Kendra houses. The Kendra are 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th houses. And Trikona is 1st, 5th, and 9th. So I will not explain here what these houses mean, but this is the basic grouping of the houses. Kendra is 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th. Trikona is 1st, 5th, 9th. So these are basically the good houses, they say. The Kendra is related more to our fundamental area of life. And Trikona has to do more with the fortune coming, right? So how much fortune we have. And this fortune also is very much related to time. Therefore, 5th is having to do with our future. Therefore, 5th house shows kids and 9th house shows the past, which is our ancestors, our father, and so on. Now, we also use the word Navamsha. Navamsha is the chart of fortune, very important chart. So in Western astrology, basically, there is only one chart, the main chart. In Vedic astrology, we have 16 charts. There is one main chart, but there are also 16 other charts called Vargas. And they are showing basically first how the area is, how it's going on outside of our experience. So this is the one. Secondly, how much strength we have, how much strength these planets have in the sign. And third, this is used for timing. No? So when we want to time, for example, a new job or new marriage, it's very hard to do it from the main chart. We need the additional charts. Then we have Marana, Karaka, sthana. Marana means death, Karaka means significator, sthana means the house. So this is the house or a place in which the planet is dying. So each planet has one house which is very bad for this. Like for example, Saturn is the 1st house, Jupiter in 3rd, Mercury in 4th, Venus in 6th, Mercury in 7th, Moon in 8th, Rahu in 9th, right? Sun in 12th. So there are some houses which are very, very bad for the planet. And Dispositor is the lord of the sign in which the planet is placed. This is the Dispositor. So when we use that sign Dispositor, this is this. So what is exactly Dispositor? For example, if Mars is in Cancer. If Mars is in Cancer, then the moon becomes the Dispositor because the moon lords the Cancer. If Venus, let's say it's in Virgo, right? Debilitated in Virgo, Nicha Rashi, then Virgo is lorded by Rahu and Mercury. So then when Venus is in Virgo, the Dispositor of Virgo became Mercury and Rahu because Mercury and Rahu lords the Virgo. So that is the Dispositor. Then we are also using the Karaka. This is very broad, very, very broad and very rich, we could say, term. There are many, many types of Karaka. There is Naisargika Karaka. So when we are talking about Karaka, mostly we are thinking here about the Naisargika Karaka, which is like Venus is for relationship, Jupiter is for grandfather or guru, Sun is for father, government, Moon is for mother, and so on. So these are the basic significators, right? So because the chart in Vedic astrology, it is the symbolic way of depicting our life. Therefore, we need to have first from symbolic understanding, we are going to metaphysical understanding, how these things are going on as some kind of either psychological pattern, we could say, or some kind of metaphysical or karmic dynamics. And then this is playing in our life, right? As a tangible and one event, one-time events in our life. So these patterns are there. They are like a source for our events in our life, for tangible events. So this is the Karaka. We need first the symbol, right? So the symbol, and these symbols are also are like a god, they say. This is like a hand of God. So when Venus is in our chart, it shows all our relations, all our resources related to whatever Venus is controlling. So Venus is not only relationship, also Sharavali says it's ihaloka sukha, which is the all happiness we have in this world. So this is Venus. If you have very well placed Venus, very nice 7th house, they say that you are happy in this planet, especially the 7th house, because it controls the buloka, because it's related to Muladhara chakra. Charakaraka is one type of Karaka, and this has to do with basically with the this is type of Karaka, but this is on the soul level. So what we discussed, the Atmakaraka, Amatyakaraka, this is related to this. This is the level of the Charakaraka. So the Atmakaraka, Amatyakaraka, Bhatrikaraka, Matrikaraka, Putrakaraka, Pitrukaraka, Gnatikaraka, and Bhatrikaraka, and Darakaraka. They are 8 Charakarakas, right? So all these Karakas, they are called Charakaraka. Now we are also using Lagnesha and Pakesha, these 2 terms. So Lagnesha is Lagna Lord. Wow, we have again here there's some Hermetic Vedic terms. Lagna means ascendant. Ascendant is the 1st house, right? So in our chart, we have 12 houses. The 1st house is very important because it shows us. It shows our body, our looks, our intelligence, right? Who we are. This is the most important house, we could say, because it defines us. So this is the Lagna, ascendant. Now the Lord of the Lagna is Lagnesha, because Esha means the Isha. Isha means controller, the God, the Lord, right? So Lagnesha, this is the ascendant Lord. And this has to do with how we are using the computer, because Lagna is our brain, the resources of our choices, and Lagna Lord, the Lord of our ascendant, is the Lagnesha. This is how we use the computer, right? This shows how we use our intelligence. So there is ascendant, but the ascendant will be in some sign. For example, I may have ascendant in Gemini, right? I have ascendant in Gemini, in Mithuna. So I know that Gemini is loaded by Mercury. So because the Gemini sign is in the ascendant, because of that, Mercury will be my ascendant Lord, because it's Lord the Gemini. Now the Pakesha, Paka means digest, okay? So Pakesha means the Lord of Paka. Now what is Paka? Paka is the house or the sign in which ascendant Lord is placed. And then we are taking this Lord of this sign, and this will control very much our health and also outcome of our choices. So if I have, for example, Lagna Lord in the Virgo, then it means that Mercury and Rahu, they are controlling my Pakesha, because Virgo is loaded by Mercury and Rahu. For example, let's say you have Cancer Lagna, right? If you have Cancer Lagna, then your Lagnesha is the moon, because moon is lord of Cancer. And let's say that the moon would be in the Pisces, right? So Pisces has 2 lords, Jupiter and Ketu. So then Jupiter and Ketu become the Pakesha, or the dispositor of the Lagna Lord. Okay, so I think there was one more. Let me see. Yes, here. Now we also using the term Maraca. Maraca is 2nd and 7th. These are called, Maraca means a killer. So these are houses which can kill somebody. This is very serious. It can really kill. It can really, kill that someone can die in our life. So these planets are like the killers, they say, right? And this is because 8th house has to do with longevity. If we use the principle of Bhavat Bhavam, from 8 we have 3rd house. So 3 and 8, they control our longevity. If we see the 12 from 3rd and 8, there is 2nd and 7th. So 2nd and 7th has to do with Maraca, because they are laws to our longevity. 3rd and 8, longevity. If we take 12 house from 3 and 12 house from 8, we got 2nd and 7th. Varesha. Now there is something, Dvadashamsa. We are using also the term Dvadashamsa. Dvadashamsa is the chart of parents and grandparents. We are getting the chart from the main chart, from Rasi chart, but we are dividing the one side to 12 parts. And then we are moving these planets for the 12 planets to another places in a separate, different chart called Dvadashamsa. And how we are moving these planets, there are special calculations. So each Varga chart, this is part of a Varga chart. So there is main chart, Rasi chart, and they are Varga chart. One of the important Varga chart is called Dvadashamsa. For example, Sun is very important to see in the Dvadashamsa chart. It shows father, not only father, but also our father. And the ninth lord will show also our father. The fourth lord will show our mother. So our relationship with parents, also the health of parents, and all these aspects, they are seen in Dvadashamsa. Then we have Varesha, Lord of the Day. So this is the part of the Panchanga. So Panchanga is the quality of time. In Vedic astrology, we are not only using the main chart, but we are also seeing what was the quality of time in which we were born. This is very important. For example, the day in which we are born, this is controlling our energy, our Agni, our Paka, our digestion. How is our digestion, right? For example, in the Franco Moschino, he was having the moon, right? So the moon was not well placed. It was in the 12th house of immune system. And we know that he had very serious disease, which was the cause of his demise. And this was also showing by the Varesha badly placed, right? The Lagna Lord moon was in 12th house, and Dispositor, the Pakesha, was the Mercury. And Mercury was losing the Charakaraka battle. Therefore, it brought so severe consequences, right? So this is the Varesha. The Titesha is the lunar day, right? Now it's very popular. We are having the rituals or the full moon on the new moon, right? The new age industry is exploiting that very much. And this is the Titesha. Titesha means Lord of the lunar day. For example, the full moon called Purnima is loaded by Saturn. The new moon, Amavasya, is loaded by Rahu, right? So we have this Chaturdashi, which is the 14th lunar day. Then it's Amavasya or Purnima, and then we have Pratipat, which is the new cycle. So the basic cycle of the moon is divided to two parts. One is the Krishna Paksha, one is the Shukla Paksha. Shukla Paksha means the moon is rising, increasing. The Krishna Paksha means the moon is decreasing. So this is the Titesha, right? Titesha will be the lord of the Titi. So every Titi, this lunar day, it has specific lord. For example, the Pratipat, which is the first day, is the sun lorded. Dvitya is moon lorded. Tritya is Mars. Chaturthi is loaded by Mercury. Panchami is Jupiter. Shasti is Venus. Saptami is Saturn. And then we have Ashtami, which is Rahu. And Navami is again Sun, because we exclude Ketu here, because Ketu is the planet for liberation. So this is the Titesha. Then we have a Dasha, right? A Dasha is the system of how the planets are controlling the life. How, for example, Jupiter has 16 years. So for 16 years in our life, Jupiter will rule. Then we have Venus. Venus has 20 years. So 20 years of life. As Sun and Moon, they are together 16, like Jupiter, right? So Jupiter has 16 and Sun and Moon, Sun has 6, Moon has 10. So they have both also 16, right? So depending, for example, I may start in 2005, I may start the Venus Dasha, which will be duration of 20 years till 2025. So in all that period of time of Venus, which is 20 years, this will be controlled by Venus. So whatever the Venus will be ruling in our chart, and we have three things. We have position of Venus, the strength of Venus, and the sambandha, the aspect with other elements of the chart of Venus. This will all show what will be my experience in my life, in my personal life, what I will gain, what are my challenges, what I will do in my life in those all 20 years. So that is the Dasha. And the last one is the Dashamsa. This is basically showing the chart of our career life. And this is also very important because the Rasi and Navamsha will show what you will do, but the Dashamsa will show exactly way in which my profession will be performed. Will I have a freelance? Will I do it as a contract job? Will it be a full employment? Okay. Would it be something related to groups? Or maybe the place of stay will be important. What will be my relationship with boss? All these details can be seen in the Shamsa chart. So that brings me to the end of this presentation. And as I said, this is the first part, and this I'm here giving you the basic definitions, which are very important to understand this, this chart, this analysis of Franco Moschino. And we'll then analyze the Mercury, Venus, Jupiter yoga in the next, Panchanga flow, 7th house, ask Shaya, the father going away, how we can see that in his chart, and rune away yoga, and basic points of Navamsha and Dasamsha. These points we will be analyzing. And so as you see, these definitions are very important first to get. I hope this has given you some basic insights, and I wish you a very nice week, and see you soon in the next parts. All the best.